good to have you back. Now it's time for Anchor's Chats. So, of course, bestseller is right here with me. Let's get into talk about this particular sensitive but very pertinent issue. So Aisha Yesufu, a social political activist, has reacted to the certificate saga involving President Bola Tinubu. Now, Yesufu said Nigeria should apologize to Mesoma Ejikeme, who forged her joint admission and matriculation board results if Tinubu is not removed from office. That is. In a post on her X account, the convener of the Bring Back Our Girls said Mesoma should be given her scholarship and she also questioned the legitimacy of Tinubu being president. Now, this is coming after the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar had embarked on an expedition to expose Tinubu of alleged forgery while alleging that Tinubu forged the certificate he submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission. He claimed the president never attended Chicago State University, while contrary to his allegation, Chicago State University had insisted that Tinubu was admitted and graduated from the institution. I don't know about that second part, that last part in the positions I read. But let's talk about the core issue here, which is if Tinubu remains president, Nigeria should apologize Mesoma. I don't know how we're going to be taking this, honestly. I don't know how we're going to be taking this. But let's start, let me start with this. Can we say that Aisha Yusuf is wrong in taking this position? In my head, I honestly would not say, yeah, she shouldn't have said that or she's wrong. And I'm going to tell you the truth. The same way Atiku is haunted Tinubu until this result came out. That is the same way Jambe PRO, what's that his name now? Haunted Mesoma until the results came out. Yes, from leadership to channels to all the other TV stations, he was there talking about how Mesoma forged her result. And we were here, some of us were here saying, are you sure? Let's carry out an investigation. Lo and behold, just like Atiku carried out an investigation, and a court hearing was held in the US where the positions was held, and the registrar himself came out to say, this result you're showing me right now, it is not our results. We didn't issue, in fact, his results, his profile is still in our cabinet because he's yet to come for it. Now, yes, we gave him admission, but there are several other issues that came out of that deposition, and this information are out there for anyone to read as a matter of fact. Now, here is the thing. So, it is, like I said, Mesoma was haunted from Anambra State to Lagos State to Abuja to National Assembly. In fact, the hearing was set up with her. The JAM registrar was there, and all the processes until. No, I forgot that side. So now, if we're going to talk about Chicago State University and the findings of Atiku Abubakar, and Aisha is saying, listen, because the school already said that particular document, even if you don't want to listen to every other thing the school said, the school already said that document that you showed me, and there's a rescue registrar that came from INEC, or according to you, we do not know that certificate. It did not emanate from our school. Now, Aisha is saying, and Atiku is accusing Tinubu of forgery and perjury. Now, if that is the case, at least let's not talk about the legal aspect of it. If indeed Tinubu forged his certificate, I honestly think that the same way Mesoma was made to pay the price, he was denied of rights. She said they was showing the right jam for some 2-3 years, and then public embarrassment, as a matter of fact, and she did a public apology. I honestly think that Aisha Yusuf is on point. If indeed the court can admit that what the court in the United States carried out, the investigation carried out, Judge Nassim Maldonado's order, which now resulted in the producing the Chicago State University releasing the findings from all of that, from the test of English, which is like the authentic primary thing to give you admission on. You know, there are several documents out there. So if indeed Nigerian courts can admit right now because of things they said, their guests, the remarks made by their guests. Kenneth Okonkwo have come out to reply that. But if we're going to say that, waiting for the courts to prove that, which court proved that Mesoma forged their result? It was a court of public opinion. We all agreed. Yes. Because JAM said so. Yes. Now that Chicago State University is saying so, we are told not to agree. I just want to leave all of this on your desk right now.
You know, Aisha is our rights as an activist. She said the right to our opinion concerning matter on the ground. And of course, it's what it is, because people are really disturbed and concerned about this regarding the certificate of their president.
Our president,
yes. Because if you're trying to get something done, you have to, like, whoever comes to everything must come with in hand.
True.
Then, so we can't have a president where the issues surrounding his certificates are supposedly questionable, and we have a child who wrote JAM and was indicted for having forged her result, and she's facing the brunt of the law now. She's denied writing JAM, the scholarship that would have gotten to her, nowhere getting close to her this time around. So, I mean, people would definitely have a connection. There would be a connection. So if this is going this way for this child, how can we explain why the president should also have the same share of something similar to what this girl has done? You know, so I mean, Nigerians are all ears, we're all eyes. Everyone is expecting that the needful be done. The needful be done, because we at the top, we shouldn't just talk and not set examples. You understand? So the court should also take its ruling to this properly and let the needful be done.
Well, like I said, we picked up Mesoma from Anambra State, murdered her in Anambra State, murdered her national, even murdered her in National Assembly. At the point, we didn't care that was inhuman. But you know, another aspect of this particular Nigerian should apologize to Mesoma is, again, whether Mesoma or not, are we now saying that because Mesoma forged her results and we came at her, if the government of the day decides to retain the president, the prima facie evidence that is before us today? Okay. Let's not get there yet. So if we're going to say that the president should, for instance, you know, stay in office after all of this, and Aisha is saying, we should apologize to Mesoma. Now, it means that we should apologize to Buhari, one of the Buhari guys who was one time speaker at the Toronto certificate saga. It means that the Supreme Court should also apologize to the senator who forged his certificate country. We should all go ahead to apologize, because why would one be treated as a sacred cow? Because the Supreme Court has a ruling on this that is anti what we are seeing right now. Again, isn't it shocking to you that the president, proud to this whole Chicago State University, we kept saying, can you just come out and, you know, show us your results and save all of us this horror? No, he didn't do that. Remember when he was in Chatham House, this question came up. He glossed over it, and someone passed the paper to him. He answered what he could answer, and that was it. Now here we are, months later, after all the upheaval we experienced called general elections. We are here having a conversation about how our president is neither bothered about his certification as a matter of, because even after the deposition, all we've been seeing is APC spokespersons like Festus Keyamo yesterday. Imagine the kind of country that we live in. That the Festus Keyamo, who opened his mouth some time ago, I think it was in 2019, and said if you're caught with forgery, that's automatic sack. This is a tweet you made with your name. This is a name that your children will carry. at some point in this life, at least when they become known and, never applied for his certification. If you're talking about a third part, how did you go to school? You don't know the logo of your school. I have a degree from Rockville University. I have a degree from University of Port Harcourt. How do you not know the logo of your school? In fact, from your induction days, those are like the first things that they bring to the you.
Most times it's also boldly inscribed at the entrance to the university.
How did the president now, then a student, not know that this thing that they brought to him? And why would you even need a third-party vendor? Like, I was thinking about this Francis Kiamos, and I'm like, are you being serious right now? Do you know that sometimes it's better to keep silent so people assume that you actually know what you're doing than opening your mouth and they realize that, whoa, was this what it was about? Because people were like taunting him with that tweet over and over again. And now he's coming out to say it was a third-party vendor who, and they began to attack Atiku. Nobody has come out to say Atiku Abubakar is a saint. We don't even care about his sainthood or anybody's sainthood. It's the fact that, everyone has got a past. Every saint today was once a sinner. Has a past. That is not even what we're talking. What we're talking about is that you kept denying that you have a certificate.
And delaying the process.
Embarrassing your country to the point that we have become an intern. Do you know that we're talking about the president of Nigeria? That he forged results. That is what we are talking about.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Vivian forged results as an individual. You're talking about the number one citizen of
public
this country.
figure.
And then somebody is telling us there's a third-party vendor. Okay, third-party vendor from, let's say, go back to prior to 1999. Prior to becoming a governor. The third-party vendor went to get your result for you. That's what you're trying to tell us. A third-party vendor, okay, with all of the crisis, all of the upheaval that's been going on, you have the right to apply to Chicago State University. When people began to question your certification, he even has NYC discharge certificates and all of it. What you ought to have done was to write this school and demand. Okay, let's even agree with Professor Kiyamo that, because he said he graduated with the first class. A lot of information are coming out about his test of English exams, that he got 12 points instead of 15 and all of that. Okay, let's even assume, without conceding though, that indeed he has a certificate, that this was a third-party vendor. What exactly stops the president from going to apply for? Okay, let's even assume that Atiku lied. Let's assume that the registrar lied. Let's assume that everybody lied. Okay, can you go to Chicago State University and apply now for your certification and show us? Would that be, even with all of the evidence out there? I mean, I'm looking at it from the angle of Kiyamu right now. So okay,
that could be some kind of well, to all of the sound.
That's what we're asking for.
Yes, because if he can do that, if everything is genuine and he is, there's a chance that if he does this, then the school would now issue him the certificate. Then all of this will be nipped in the bud.
Exactly.
But it seems like he's not even interested.
That's the point. Because after all of this, you ask yourself, where is our president? The man who is at the center of this contention, where is he? Does he care?
I think he has complete knowledge of this immunity. Maybe that's what is
Yeah, but we're not even interested in immunity. We're talking about Nigeria as a brand, Nigeria as the image of this country, what this portends.
But then if it matters to him, if it matters really, at least to clear himself, clear the image and save the country, from the mess, he doesn't need anybody to advise him to go for it.
I am more speaking from one point to the other, which is okay. He's their paymaster. We understand that. But we're not even talking about the political aspect of this. Atiku is contesting, pushing to be declared the president, which he has a right to. But we are saying that these findings, this alleged findings, impugns on our reputation, the reputation of 200 million persons. And that is a big deal for us. I don't want to grow up, have children who grow up tomorrow, and then they begin to say, refer to them as criminals because of the precedent that has been set that was not properly managed. Because let's even assume it's a third-party vendor. Over 20 years, since 1999. like you couldn't go to get, you couldn't go to figure out this. You couldn't go to the US to get this sorted out. And we're
Especially when you
about
have
the alleged FBI files.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Aisha Yusufu has a point, which is we should apologize to Mmesoma, because if we can all agree that it's okay because the president has immunity, and if this is found to be true, that indeed the certificate was forged, and then he has nothing to back himself up other than having people attacking Atiku and all of that, then we're not just going to apologize. Nigerians are not just going to apologize to Mmesoma. We have to apologize to everyone that has been caught in a certificate forgery.
You know what that means?
We are going to apologize, and everything that is due them, we will pay them. No.
I hope you know what that means.
What does it mean?
No, it means that we should just go ahead doing the wrong things, and it's okay.
I don't understand. Is it, you're asking me
no, because I just needed to make sure you know what you're saying. Because, I mean, Mmesoma has an issue that has been proved. The fact that we have some issues on ground concerning the president.
But if we are going to accept our beloved president with all of the issues around his certification,
okay,
the fact that what he presented to INEC is different from what is in his file, yeah? If we're going to have him as our president, that's the core of the conversation. Well, and we're going to pay him, and he's going to be seated as our president, representing us as #1 citizen. My brother, it means that we have to go back, even those who are dead.
Now you're being ridiculous here.
I'm not. I'm telling you the truth, because you said something. Now, how do you look back and say, how can I accuse you, for instance, that you did something? Because I was asking the lawyer on the show yesterday. So you mean that because the president has immunity, we're going to go with this until the next 4 years? I don't know if you want to imagine that. I don't know. I mean, how do you tell your little son or daughter that it's okay not to forge?
That's just a
if
big...
we don't collectively ensure that if this is the truth, we nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
And if we like in other cases, we choose or pretend like it's no big deal. You do realize that we have created. How do you tell another kid not to forge jam tomorrow? And moreover, you do realize that even the Mmesoma we began to make her turn her into a celebrity. Appearance before the National Assembly and all of that. Isn't it interesting that even the National Assembly doesn't have anything to say about this certificate, the present certificate issue?
They're all overwhelmed.
Just like we're overwhelmed. So, but like Aisha Yusufu said, and I don't have a problem with that. Like, if we have decided that it's okay for us to go this route, all right, no problem. So those who forge certificate that the school rusticated, for instance, because they forged certificate, we have to owe them an apology. The admission will deny them. Because we are all Nigerians and we all have rights.
people into the country illegally. That is amazing.